What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. The World of Warcraft community is in shambles, and Blizzard quietly removed a feature from the new Diablo 2 that was promised to be into the game at the start. This on top of a week full of tumultuous decisions on Blizzard, including the delay of Overwatch 2, the demands of the player base in World of Warcraft, and the revelation that they lost 20 million MAUs, monthly active users. Now, I did make a mistake. In yesterday's video that I want to correct. 20 million monthly active users is not 20 million customers. One customer could be 3 or maybe 4 monthly active users. Maybe you play Overwatch, maybe you play Hearthstone, you play Warzone, and you play World of Warcraft. So I was incorrect in that statement. So I do apologize. I want to correct that. This article via Kotaku from Ethan Gach. Twitch streamer Asmongold at the center of recent community tensions. You can see the exodus. World of Warcraft has been bleeding players since the start of the year. Add to that the drama swirling around big-time streamer and general toxicity that festers in just about every online gaming community. And you have a recipe for bad stuff to happen. Simply put, it's tough to look at certain corners of the WoW and not feel like the community's Donald Glover carrying pieces into a room that's on fire. Even before Activision Blizzard became the center of the lawsuit, the active player population in Blizzard's flagship MMO has been falling year after year. A lot of players have been unhappy with recent expansions, and some have even tried to piggyback general complaints about the state of the game into larger discussion of what's wrong with Blizzard's work culture. The exodus appeared to fly into overdrive in early July, however, when massively popular WoW streamer Asmongold decided to start streaming Final Fantasy. If community frustration over lackluster Chains of Domination update and generous free trials for the competing MMOs supplied the tinder, Asmongold was the match. And recently, he and his fans have been taking direct aim at WoW developers. It's began with someone on Asmongold's subreddit page posting an image of a WoW developer liking a tweet that suggested Asmon himself was partly responsible for making the WoW community so trash. Again, this is stupid. I saw the idea. I saw that, I saw the people blaming Asmongold. It's absurd. People have personal responsibility, and they act of their own free volition. Asmon, I know for a fact, and I've talked to him many times at length, he would never support any kind of harassment. He's always, from what I've seen, been a very strong ally of women on the streaming platform. I don't think that you see I don't see a man who would endorse toxic behavior in any way, shape, or form. While some content creators foster a collaborative relationship with the developers who make the game they cover, Asmon has a reputation for being combative and hyperbolic in his criticism of WoW. The streamer who regularly tours the Asmongold subreddit in his streams went on to lambast the lone WoW developer for insinuating he was a symbol of what's wrong with the community. Well, what's wrong with that? I mean, the person called him out. There was a hate thread post directly aimed at him, and Cowardly didn't mention him, but called him thin-skinned and all this other kind of stuff. It was heinous. I have to read this BS right here. I have to read it to get a seal of approval from the people that make the game. Who make the game this way, he said. Before you call me toxic, deal with your own game. Events only escalated from there. A bunch of other posts targeting specific WoW developers started appearing on the subreddit, many of which have now been deleted because of failing to remain civil or encouraging bad behavior. One person even sent the developer over at LinkedIn. Yeah, again, that's not okay, and I guarantee that Asmon doesn't approve of that. Today, Asmongold followed up the controversy, writing on Twitter, recently more than ever, I've been accused of harassment when I've had the audacity to defend myself in my community. The idea that I should allow myself to be attacked is driven by narcissism and entitlement. I don't punch down, I don't punch up, I punch back. Very reasonable. This is the whole, I'm a small person and I said something heinous about you, you don't get to say anything back. That's absurd. A lot of people will say to me too, when somebody, when I quote tweet somebody who says something stupid, and a lot of the replies will be like, bro, they only have like 30 followers. I don't even look. Like, if you say something heinous to me, it's not my responsibility to check and see if you have enough followers to qualify a reply or rebuttal from me. I respond in kind. I give the same kind of energy I get. Sometimes that involves dunking on a relative nobody online, but I don't care. if these people stand by what they said, then they want my attention. Now, of course, beyond competing counterclaims of who's more responsible for WoW's toxicity problem, the fact that some players have taken a doubling down on being mean to developers over the latest Flashpoint is just further evidence of what a bad spot the game's in at the moment. Look, I don't condone or support seeking out some random developer at Blizzard and dumping on them. You don't even know what their day-to-day looks like. But if Blizzard developers are going out of the way to like hate posts about you or to deliberately admonish the community and then expect to have some sort of bubble of protection around them so that people can't comment back, that's an absurd double standard. Of course you should be able to punch back when people say that. On top of this, Blizzard now removes core Diablo 2 resurrected TCP/IP multiplayer support despite promising otherwise earlier. Blizzard quietly removes major Diablo 2 resurrected multiplayer feature. And a move that may shock many, Blizzard quietly removes Diablo 2's multiplayer. A lot of eyes on the upcoming release of Diablo 2 Remastered. It's going to be a disaster. I mean, why does anyone have any faith? I mean, remember Reforged? Especially after its closed and open betas were recently revealed. It's easy to get excited for a chance to check it out, but it seems that excitement was also served a small smokescreen for some potentially unfortunate news. Hidden away in the FAQ section for Diablo 2 Resurrected's open beta came to reveal that Blizzard was removing TCP/IP support from the game. Blizzard had previously said that feature would appear in the game, and for those unfamiliar with it, it essentially allowed people to play online peer-to-peer connection instead of via Diablo 2's dedicated servers. So you could connect directly to a friend and play that way with less lag. You could have private tournaments that way, kind of things like that. Is it a deal breaker? Definitely for some. I would imagine for some people it is. While TCP/IP support's main ability was to play over LAN, there were other benefits as well. For example, it could complete bypass battle.net, with the downside being that it used local save files. This opened up players to encountering cheaters when playing strangers. On the other end of the spectrum is also important to the speedrunning community, as it's the only way to quickly reroll maps without external tools. Most of Diablo's 2 smaller mods also became unplayable online without this feature, which limits player being able to using the most popular, which have dedicated servers. While it's a reasonable action for Blizzard's end to combat piracy and the like, it's also unfortunate for many who look forward to it, and it had been promised since the start. It's a rare feature nowadays, though not completely irrelevant, and one that would have worked well for various players. I mean, I think this, the game comes out September 23rd. I don't know what size of the community is, up in arms about this. Certainly a non-insignificant number. That said, again, here you have a situation where Blizzard went out of their way to say, we're going to give you this thing, and then they quietly removed it without actually, addressing it. I grew up fondly remembering the LAN party days where me and 4 of my friends would all put our towers on the air hockey table, and after we all exchanged collections of educational videos and everyone had everyone else's videos, then we would play video games on a LAN with 0 lag. Now, back in the day, that was far more important because even a lot of people didn't have high-speed internet, and you would have like a 200 ping. That was as good as it got. Playing on LAN, you had like 3. So everyone would load up their PCs. We would have a cube of Mountain Dew and some Cool Ranch Doritos. We'd go in the basement and just play Unreal Tournament Edition or Quake 3 Arena or whatever, Quake 2 back then, all night long, and it was a blast. Nowadays, I don't know how often people LAN. If you look at the comments, sad, we liked our D2 LAN parties and look forward to reliving them at least once with the rework. Typical Blizzard, lol. I seriously think they're trying to be sure they lose as many customers as possible with their shenanigans. As someone said earlier, us veterans of the game are not happy about the change. Local play was one of the best game features. Blizzard can't stop taking L's. Warcraft 3 had a few good custom maps that became standalone games. Diablo 2 didn't have that kind of flexibility, but even there, removing LAN or peer-to-peer is still anti-consumer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The idea, I see no point in TCP/IP stop being nostalgic. It's not nostalgia. there are people that will still get together and LAN. I mean, for Diablo, you could LAN with laptops. It'd be incredibly easy. With today's gaming laptops, you could easily play Diablo 2 Remastered, get 15 people in a coffee shop and rock it, you know, or at a house, I mean, you know, and have a Switch. But yeah, just another L for Blizzard, I suppose. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.